Okay, Film Festival International London, Hammersmith. Welcome. Look who it is, it's Fraser Precious.
All right, how you doing?
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
What have you been up to since we saw you last?
I've been moving ahead with different projects.
Right.
Yeah, just trying to make some progress with, some of the films I've been working on recently.
Right.
The most recent one was called Indulgence, which was a feature film I produced and wrote and starred in.
Okay.
So that was a nice combination of work.
Yeah.
That's
tick.
That's it. That's in post-production at the moment.
Okay.
So we're getting on with the edit. We're moving ahead to try and secure some good distribution for it.
Okay.
So that's the plan with that film. Obviously, we've got A Precious Life here screening at the festival.
Yeah.
So this is the London premiere of A Precious Life.
This is the actual premiere
at a film festival.
At a film festival
in London.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's great.
Obviously, trying to get more of an international reach of
Yeah.
awareness with the campaign and the film itself, and
Definitely.
obviously we've got a tighter edit again that you've put together for the festival circuit. So obviously the next aspiration is clearly Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you last time actually. We've got Whiplash meets The Soulist as a comparative.
Bit of a catch.
Bit of a catch.
Yeah.
Bit of a catch. I know it's your life story. That's not up for grabs. I get it. The lead is yours. The aspiration is to keep the lead. That's fine. In a best case scenario, we have a lot of cast, a lot of emerging talent possibilities, but also a cast level needed to really bring this into its own. With that, you need a director to bring it into its own.
Yeah.
So, how's the search gone for finding that director?
Finding the director of a level to really kind of take this film to another level.
Because I know that you were reaching out to Bradley Cooper.
We still are. We're still trying.
Are you?
So Bradley, if you're listening, we're trying to get a hold of you. But no, obviously, we've made the short film. It's premiering at festivals at the moment. As you said, we're trying to expand the reach.
Yeah.
We're trying to increase the exposure of the short film, obviously, to give people an insight into the bigger picture, which is the feature film.
Sure.
So the feature film is a big fish. It's a big project. It's a once in a lifetime film and story to me.
Sure.
And many other people who get a chance to make a film. I've made several films now of different genres, but this one to me is the most personal, the closest.
Because it's your life story.
Exactly, yeah. And it's kind of a unique film because it touches on many different aspects. You've got music, you've got a classical musician who falls from grace at the top of his game, who ultimately becomes homeless, struggling with mental health issues. So you've got three important aspects there. And in terms of the director, we really need to find someone who can understand that vision, that way of storytelling, and really bring to life those elements. Because this film really has the power to, inspire a lot of people, to give hope, to give courage to people, to open up, to share their stories. There's many people in the world who go through something similar, something relatable, to whatever degree, whatever, level, and I really want this film to hit with them, this story to hit with them, and film and cinema is the most powerful visual medium. So if there's ever a type of message that can be put out there, film is a great way to do that. Sure. So I've earmarked a few directors that could bring this story to life.
Absolutely. We were looking at the list the other day. I mean, there's quite a variance there in terms of approach. It's not like no box has been unticked, that's for sure. And I mean, translating the vision and interpreting where you want this journey to go in terms of cinematic level is no mean feat. At the end of the day, you want someone that's a surgeon at their craft, a maverick at their art, and that can literally hit home. I mean, the wish would be, I suppose, a Cameron Crowe would take the lead on something like this if you couldn't get a Bradley Cooper. But again, life-affirming stories being his speciality. But there are many others that would jump at this sort of model. And I know you've had a few knocks at the doors and few possibilities, like everybody in the industry, few conversations, few names that we can't mention, and a few names that we have in the past. Hopefully those will come back. I know that certainly Andrew Garfield was looking for this sort of project a while back, and and it was a cross path scenario. would you like to incorporate Andrew Garfield in some way in your story model?
Definitely. Well, I mean, there's a role for so many different people in this project.
Yeah.
Whether it's production, whether it's cast, whether it's crew, whether it's people delivering the story, the message, representing it, having a voice, telling aspects of the story to help give hope to others.
Yeah.
So Andrew Garfield is a great symbol of film, of art, of craft, of performance.
Yeah.
He's young British talent as well.
Yeah.
He may attach to a project like this. There's definitely a role in the film for him.
Sure.
I'd love to work with someone like him.
Yeah, and I mean, Zach Braff as well is very good at translating human emotion and getting to the human condition and being sincere on screen. And I could see him quite happily falling into a vein like this. I mean, these are cast comparatives that we're throwing around. Obviously, there are thousands of other candidates that have potential to come to the table with something like this, because we're essentially talking a guy that trying for a diversity story that sets within the orchestra pit, within the eyes of international audiences. Clearly there are a lot of different peppered speculative cast models that are in the actual film itself. It would be really nice to be able to spearhead a certain model of actor that you're looking for and start getting that next step, I'm sure, because that's the progression into development. So if you were to, I mean, obviously this is a campaign. If you were to spearhead something that you want to achieve within this festival, within your screening, if someone was to walk through your door within your screening, either whether it's a guest list or a guest of somebody else, and it was just that iconic moment where something just locks into place and your film goes to the next step, who would that be?
Well, it would be a director. It would be a director of a level or someone attached to a director that would say, I know the perfect person to spearhead this story, to lead it, to tell the vision of the story. And, as I said, Bradley Cooper is a person who could do that. He's an actor foremost, and now he's become a director and developed into that role. And he would be the best person to relate to my character.
Yeah, because he did A Star Is Born recently.
He's just produced, directed, produced A Star Is Born, and obviously played the lead in that. So he understands the similar concept of myself playing the lead in this story with a great ensemble cast.
Absolutely.
And he's the sort of person that could bring together a great ensemble cast that would bring to life all of the characters.
Yeah.
Because we have an amazing character in the conductor of the symphony orchestra. A female conductor of a symphony orchestra, which is very rare in the classical community.
Yeah.
And also, the principal violinist, the doctor, the psychologist, the homeless characters. There's many different ensemble characters with the story.
Yeah.
But in terms of meeting people at this festival and others, I think it's just raising awareness for the story. If we make one great contact that really buys into the story, that sees the vision, that's great. That's all we can hope for.
Well, there's not many films out there with a heartbeat that you can honestly say has a real pulse and gets to the reaches out and recognizes the human condition.
Yeah.
Yes, 20 years ago we had a peppering of great filmmakers, Rob Reiner, again Cameron Crowe, John Hughes. 20 plus years ago, obviously, really got to the heart of the matter of connection, engagement, and everything else, small stories brought to life. But very few people now have the chance to bring these sorts of stories to life. I mean, we've just gone through an incredible mass of what I call distraction content, everything from superhero to massive natural disasters. Suddenly we've got a space now where cinema is going, oh, here's something with feeling. Here's something with sensibility. Yeah. Here's a little bit of history.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a good point. Let's talk about cinema today and films today. I mean, you take a model like Blumhouse Productions. They came to recognition, as it were, with a film which is our comparison, Whiplash.
Sure.
Whiplash was one of their most successful films, which is about a jazz drummer.
Absolutely.
Beautiful told story.
It is.
But since then, they've steered down the horror film route.
They have, yeah.
So there's a lot of, they've focused on horror films.
Yeah.
Hopefully they may come back to life-affirming stories.
Well, here's the hope, because they're very, very good at that model.
Yeah.
But there's I don't know, who knows where the purge is going to stop.
Yeah.
But as long as there are filmmakers like you that want to tell an honest story and give an uplifting ending to that story, people are going to people are going to come away from that experience. They're going to feel uplifted. They're going to feel driven.
Exactly.
And they're going to talk and they're going to engage about it. And if you can get 100,000 people talking about that moment on social media and it means something, then I think that's a catalyst for change.
Well, as you said, it's about an experience.
Cinema,
going to the cinema nowadays, people have digital platforms at home that they can watch their movies on, which is great.
Absolutely.
And I'm all for those.
Yeah.
But going to the cinema is a unique experience.
It is.
You go there to be entertained, to be thrilled, to cry, to laugh.
Exactly.
And with this film, it has all those elements. And that's why I feel it is an experience. You have a musical-driven film, which goes through every range of emotion and has an inspiring ending.
Exactly.
And that, to me, is an experience that I hope can connect with
and
people.
you take with you, I mean, obviously we've got an audience, and we've got a genre, and we've got we've got a national release that's just I think it's come to an end now. Obviously they picked up the award, the wholehearted prestigious award, obviously, for Bohemian Rhapsody. Obviously that's something aimed at this generation. It's an iconic piece that hits so many demographics. It's got a real history behind it, and there's a lot of love and obviously a huge fan base behind that. There's nothing that says the next stem of film and the next stem of genre and the next stem of the next 10 years of filmmakers or the next 10 years of film followers won't turn around and say, do you remember that film, A Precious Life?
Exactly, and that's why I really feel the title of the film will also connect with people. Because it represents that life is precious. No matter what you do, no matter what field or profession you work in, or what struggles you're going through, life is precious.
Absolutely.
And I wrote the article in this magazine to give a first-hand insight of the events leading up to when it happened to me, when I became homeless, when I lost everything. And life can be cut short very quickly from anything. So I think it's important for everyone to make the most of it, and I'm trying to do that now. I've been given a second chance with this film, and hopefully others can do the same.
Well, your journey has certainly been extraordinary. You're a very interesting person. I pretty much believe that anything you set your mind to, you can achieve. So I really hope that this festival pans out the way that you hope it does in terms of making further contact, getting further in your career, and obviously picking up those awards, which is it's iconic to anybody's career path at the end of the day. But it's validation that you're doing something the right way. You've chosen this direction. You've gone down the life-affirming road of storytelling. That's a very, very brave direction to take. But you can back it up with the fact that you were a world-class musician. You are an actor. You understand the nature of the beast. You can navigate your way around the industry technically and as a creative.
And that's what I enjoy, is doing all of that.
If you can't do it, then I've yet to meet somebody else that probably could. So I believe, and everybody else that I've met within the festival circuit that's met you, thinks that you have something different. So
I appreciate that.
Long may it continue.
I hope so.
Keep the positive energy, fight the good fight.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks very much, Ray. I appreciate it.
And good luck on the awards night.
Thank you. Fingers crossed. Thanks.